We are turning quads, turning flushes, trying to continue our run good. You don't want to miss it. Let's get it. What's up, guys? We are back. Vlog number 10. Man, it seems like yesterday when I put the first vlog out. This has been a surreal experience. All the love and support that you guys give me is amazing. I just love doing this for you guys. Love building up the poker community and kind of putting myself out there. We do have the poster up here. If you guys want to check it out, I know a couple of you have been asking about it. I will zoom in on the later vlog so you guys can see every single card. But if you can zoom in on your own, have at it. If you haven't already and you do want to support the channel, make sure you hit that sub button. Hit those notifications so you can get the latest and greatest straight hot off the press. And if you like this video, watch the others, smash that like button. It'll definitely help out the channel. We are wearing our Got Tilled shirts. I know FTP kind of screwed a lot of people. They screwed me too on Black Friday, so this is not a promotion for FTP, but I do like wearing their gear. Today, we are going to Lucky Chances Casino playing in the 3-5 no limit game. We have a little bit of run good going on, so let's see if we can continue that. I know you guys want to see some hands, so without further ado, let's hit the felt.
This video was created for entertainment purposes only. By no means am I a professional poker player. The following video is not intended to teach nor train, but rather to provide a look into my journey. Please gamble at your own risk. Alright, first notable hand of this session, we have Ace-King off in the hijack. Under the gun +1 raises to 20 with about 300 behind. Folds to us and we 3-bet to 70. Folds back to him and he quickly calls. So we're going heads up to the flop and it comes down 7, 6, deuce, 2 diamonds. He checks, and with this flop, he probably doesn't have much, so we don't really have to bet a lot. We can down bet here, and that's what we do. We down bet to 50, and he insta-mucks. This is a good way to start off a session. In this hand, we pick up King 10 off in the cutoff. Under the gun raises to 15, and under the gun +1 calls. Comes to us, and we also make the call. Small blind and big blind come along as well. So we are going to a flop of 10, ace, deuce with 2 hearts. It checks to the PFR and he bets 25. Somewhat on the small side, but when it folds to us, we make the call. And after us, only the big blind calls. So we're going 3 ways to the turn, and it is the King of Hearts. Super interesting card. They both check to us, and now we feel like we have the best hand. But we do have to be careful, you know, of the big blind possibly having 2 hearts here. So the big blind has about 260 behind. The PFR has about 500. We need to place a bet that denies equity, gets us some value to kind of find out what the big blind has. We can bet fold here if he ships. So we bet 85. And they both fold. It's that time again. It is mystery hand time. We'll go through the progressions of this hand and you type in the comments box what you think we have. The hand will be revealed later on in the video. So under the gun raises to 20 pre-flop. We are in the cutoff and we make the call. So we're going heads up to the flop of 8, 7, jack with 2 clubs. He bets 30. I make the call. Turn is the jack of diamonds. He bets 100. I make the call. River is the queen of clubs. He has about 200 behind and he checks. I bet all in and he folds. What do we have here? Do we have A, ace 10 of clubs, B, jack 8 of hearts, C, pocket 7s, or D, ace jack with the ace of clubs for the nut flush blocker? Drop your guess in the comments below and let's see if you can put me on a hand. So we look down at ace king off one more time in the small blind. There's a limp under the gun +1 and then it gets folded to us. We raise to 20 to isolate. Big blind folds and under the gun +1 calls. So we're going heads up to a flop of ace 10 9 with 2 diamonds. Kind of a wet board. Definitely connected, but we flop top pair top kicker. Let's extract some value. We bet 20 again. He makes the call. The turn is the 4 of clubs. This is basically the safest card ever. He has about 160 behind. Let's try to get some money in and charge all draws. Maybe set up for a river jam. We bet 65, and he folds. 3 hands in a row, no showdown. I'm okay with that. All right, ace jack off in the hijack. Folds to us, and we raise to 15. Button and big blind both call, so we are going 3 ways to the flop of ace, 8, 8, 2 clubs. He checks to us, and we check here for, half pot control, half deception. We don't want to run into an 8, but we do want 2 streets of value later on. The button places a bet of 30. He has about 100 behind, so we just make the call. The turn is the jack of hearts. We check again to, kind of throw him the rope, and he bets 35. He only has about 65 left, and we're not folding to any river bet. So we go all in, and he calls quickly. The river is inconsequential. It's the 3 of diamonds. We show, and we're good. We pick up 10-9 of hearts in the small blind. There's 3 limpers, and we complete. The big blind checks his option. So we are going 5 ways to a flop of 9, 3, deuce, rainbow. We flop top pair plus backdoor hearts. It gets checked through on the flop. The turn is the 7 of clubs. This is a good card for us, so let's start to get some value. We bet 20. Only the hijack and the button call. So we're going 3 ways to the river, which is the 8 of spades. This is a great card to get some value out of, just because the 8 probably hit somebody's pair when they were looking for a straight. So we lead for another 20, trying to get all maybe 7s and some 8s that missed a straight to call. Well, the hijack calls and the button folds. We show, and we're good. This is kind of a spot where, you need to get thin value. I know it's not the flashy hand that everyone's, waiting for or looking for, but these type of spots happen all the time. And if you can eke out $20 here and there, maybe a few times a session, that's an extra $60 to $100 per session, which definitely raises your hourly. So these are good things to think about. In this next hand, we pick up ace queen off, aka smoke, in middle position under the gun limps, and there is a player who is posting a small and big blind in the cutoff to receive a hand. So we have to make the raise a little bit bigger since there's more dead money in the pot. We go with the size of 30. Hijack, cutoff, big blind, and under the gun call. We basically don't thin the field out at all. 5 ways to a flop. It's a beauty. It's ace, ace, king with 2 spades. It gets checked to us, and we know we're nutted here. We want all draws to call and weak aces. So we bet 40. All fold to under the gun, and he pops it to 105. We are pretty much ahead here because his action pre-flop does not merit ace king or pocket kings, so we're feeling super comfortable here. We want to under-rep our hand here, so we just flat. Our comfort is quickly taken away when the turn brings the 10 of clubs. This card hits his range hard, especially with a limp pre and a check raise on the flop. So he decides to continue his story and leads for 150. We're about 600 effective here. I know I just said that this card smashes his range, but we're not gonna fold. Our hand is too strong. If he has ace 10, then good for him. If not, I definitely think that we're ahead here. So we min raise to 300. We want to get all the chips in the pot somehow by the river. So that's what we do. We min raise to 300, and he quickly folds. He says he has ace deuce. I guess that makes sense. And hindsight, if we're probably not going to fold no matter what, then maybe we should just make the call on the turn as well. I mean, he's going to fold out all hands that we beat, and he's going to continue with all hands that beat us, right? So I guess we made kind of a bad play here. Hopefully we can learn from this spot. Okay, so here's a cool little hand. We pick up Queen 10 of diamonds, under the gun +1. Under the gun raises to 15. We make the call. Middle position, cutoff, button, and big blind all make the call as well. So we are going 6 ways to the flop, which is ace 8-4 with 2 diamonds. We pick up the second nut flush draw, big blind checks, and under the gun leads into the field for 60. Now, we've been getting into a lot of hands with each other, so there's definitely like a dynamic there. We call and it folds around. So we're going heads up to the turn, which is a nice one. It's the Jack of Diamonds. He checks to us. He has about 460 behind. We need to find a way to get all the chips in by the river. So we place a bet of 160. Like I said before, there's a dynamic between us, and you know, I was not really folding to any of his bets. He wasn't folding to any of my bets. So it was kind of going back and forth for a little bit here and there, small pots, medium pots. So I think there's a pretty big chance that he's not folding here, especially if he has an ace. So he thinks for a long time, which makes us believe that he is holding an ace, but probably without a diamond. He eventually makes the call. The river card is a brick. It's beautiful. It's the 5 of clubs. He checks, and now we need to extract maximum value for maximum hurt. We place a wager of all in. We cover him. He thinks for maybe, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then reluctantly puts his money in. We show, and we show the winner. Last hand of the night, we pick up Pocket Kings, aka Cowboys, in the cutoff. It is a straddled pot, so we open for 40. Small blind and the straddle are both call. So we're going 3 ways to the flop, which is ace, king, 9. That's right. We just flop middle set. Rainbow flop. It's an ace high flop too, so I mean, all ace X's, that's good for us. All Broadway draws, that's good for us. Can't really get any better than this, right? So when it checks to us, we need to build a pot. We bet 75. Small blind calls and the straddler folds. So we're going heads up to a turn. And I'm sure you know what the turn card is based off of the opener of this video. It is the King of Spades, so we just hit quads. He checks to us, and we want to size up since this opponent has been a little sticky of late. We've been getting into a few pots with each other, and this guy does not like folding. So we bet 150. Unfortunately, he snap folds. But I do ask the dealer if there's a high hand promo going on, and she says yes. So I show my hand, and guess what? We get $100 for quads. Let's go. The run good continues. Okay, this is mystery hand reveal time. Let's recap the hand. Under the gun raises to 20 pre-flop. I make the call. The flop is 8-7 jack with 2 clubs. He bets 30. I make the call. Turn is the jack of diamonds. He bets 100. I make the call. River is the queen of clubs. And he checks. I bet all in. And he folds. So once again, what do we have? Ace 10 of clubs. Jack 8 of hearts. Pocket 7s. Or ace jack off with the ace of clubs for the nut flush blocker. Well, let's just get to it. We had B, jack 8 of hearts. If we had ace 10 of clubs here, we probably would have raised the flop since we had so much equity but not a made hand. There would have probably been some fold equity against him. C, if we had pocket 7s, most likely we would have raised the turn, seeing as if he has a jack, we want to charge him to improve to a full house. And D, ace of clubs, jack of hearts. This is kind of a little bit of a spewy play if we were to raise or actually go all in on the river. But I can kind of see where if you chose D, we can definitely have the nut flush blocker. So if you guessed B, good job. You were able to put us on a hand.
right, guys. Thanks for sticking with it till the end. I appreciate you watching, the whole thing until the end of the video. We did run well, so we are continuing our run good, and hopefully it'll still continue for many more sessions to go. I do want to say that I'm going to try to put out more vlogs more often. As of right now, it's taking me a lot of time to edit. So they're coming out every once a week, once every, maybe 10 days. I do want to pump them out a little bit faster for you guys, because I know some of you hit me up and tell me, hey, when's the next one coming? So I also want to put them out quicker. If anybody out there is comfortable or has a lot of knowledge with Adobe Premiere Pro, please, reach out, drop me something in the comments box or email me. Let me know if you have any pro tips to kind of cut down on my editing time and make things a little bit more streamlined, a little bit easier, so we can pump out more videos. Well, I don't know what else to say except for hopefully the next session we can continue the run good, and we'll see what kind of unfolds for us after that, right? So, just like always, guys, don't be ducking it. Run like you say.